Good morning. Today is supposed to be a me day where I just get on and do some weeding, but obviously, as usual, I want a record of what I've done so that I feel better about it. I started here, and this is some of the weeds I've already pulled. I'm getting rid of this black currant because I wasn't impressed with the taste. Anything that doesn't impress me goes, and as you can see, it takes up so much space. And in my thinking, I was thinking this is the second to final part of my allotment, including this section, which needs sorting out in order that I can actually maximize the use of that space in the way I've actually managed to maximize the bottom end. So today is a weeding day, and that is all I'm doing, is just weeding. But once the space is clear, I'm hoping to see a difference that will actually help me to think of how I'm going to utilize this space. And I've just been watching quite a few videos on bucket ponds. So in the future, I'm thinking I might get myself a bucket pond. I'm leaving these because my husband is going to bring my mum-in-law, and I think I should leave these for her since she loves fruit a lot. And these are perfectly ready. So I'll have one and leave the rest for her. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you how I get on. Happy. He looks much better, and I can get through easily, because part of the problems you can actually get when gardening is access. So when you don't have access to a space, you're more likely to let it go to waste, and you're more likely to let it go beyond the point when you actually become overwhelmed by all the work that needs to be done. I haven't been here long, and I've managed to do quite a lot, and it's not as bad as I thought. in a way, I was thinking of some of the weeds, you know, like bindweed. Typical. I start to talk. All this time it's been totally and completely quiet. And then the minute I start trying to have a conversation, 2 planes decide to fly over. Isn't that awful? Anyway, as I was saying, I was thinking of weeds as bullies. You know how bullies appear to be strong until you actually start to attack them back. It's the same with this, in that you can have a bindweed that seems to be covering the whole place, only to find that it's coming from one point. And when you pull that one point and then lift it, you suddenly find yourself with a huge space cleared without much effort. Now I'm going to tackle the hedge. The area I cut has stayed down, but this area, let me show you. This area here I've not tackled, and these, what are they called? Brambles are trying to creep into my space. So I'm going to cut this part of the hedge, and I think after that I will be done. I'll then water the plants and I will be done. I've kept all the branches from the bushes I've cut down, and I'm going to wait for them to dry up, and then next year they will form my supports for my peas, because I grew some peas this year. Anyway, Mangetout is what I want to grow. Mangetout and Sugar Snap. Sugar Snap was not so successful. Mangetout was delicious, so I want to grow a lot more next year, so I'll use those to support them when I actually do grow them. But all I'm going to do is that. I have no stand, so I've actually been standing you on this. But before I continue, I need to send my husband a message to tell him to bring my mum-in-law, because we have raspberries galore and she loves them. So I'm going to tell him to bring her so she can actually collect them and enjoy them. Always keep on top of weeds by constantly pulling them as they come up. And if you do, oh my days, I just pulled my thingy. Oh, Stella, bit of my what's it called, asparagus. Stupid silly woman. Yeah, anyway, always just keep on top of them, and you will never have a time when it becomes too much of a challenge. But the one challenge we all have is when you have young family. So if you have young family, I know what the struggle is. I'm lucky all mine are grown up, and I don't know whether that is luck or whether you can think of it as a negative, that I have less life left to live. But anyway, I've lived a great life, so right, time to tackle that. And I don't think I'm going to be able to set you up to watch, because it is, I have nothing to stand you on, so you will have to wait and see. Right, j'ai fini. I'm all done and I'm going home. This is what I've been able to do. Oh my god, I locked up without putting my stool away. That's how my watering can disappeared, and I know exactly where my watering can is, but someone, obviously you can't challenge someone when they claim it's theirs when there was no label on it. But I've managed to cut back a little bit of the hedge, and the brambles, they'll die off, and once they're all properly dead, they can actually carry on mulching this space. I am happy with what I've done. My mum-in-law has been and eaten her fill of raspberries, and as you can see, actually I stood here, didn't I, like this, and took a picture. I should do side-by-side pictures. You can see it's looking much better now, more open, with easy access all the way around, which means you can get to any weeds that start to creep up, and you've taken away the cover for, what is it, for weeds as well. I like it. I like it very much. It looks good. I've actually got another broccoli that looks like it's ready, but I'll send my sister a message telling her to come and get it, because I told her she could have one. So it's right here. She just needs to make sure that she closes off the space as well as it was closed off. And look, the wind has done that, so I need to correct that. Just as well, you check around. Don't always assume that everything you've done is all done. There's always something to do at the allotment.